I'm David Straub. I'm here as a pilot from the American team.
Yeah.
And we're here at the Pre-Worlds in Lorania, France.
Okay. And as a pilot of the American team, how is the American team doing?
Not too bad. Ninth, I think, is what we're in right now. We've been steady for the last 2 days because we haven't flown.
Okay. And how were the first two tasks that you did fly?
The first task was great until we reached this Bailu Mountain, and then because some stuff had come out on top of a cumulus cloud, a big high cloud shaded the mountain, and those of us who were there 5 minutes too late got stuck, and I had a great time until then with lots of lift, and at that point couldn't get over the mountain. I was very scared because my glider was out of control a lot of the time in the rough lift, and then Wolfie went around the right side of the mountain, and three of us followed him, and we had been told not to go in this area, unlandable area, and it sure looked unlandable. I saw one place I could land, I saw another place I could land. Oh, please stay up, please stay up. And then I saw a big creek bed going up to the right, and I could land there. It was big. I could land there, and then it turned out I had to land there.
Oh no!
Oh, and I was very scared, and I was working the hillside trying to stay up, and nope. And then I said, okay, I got to land in this creek bed. Okay. Oh, I'm going downwind. Okay, this is going to be hard, and I couldn't turn around because it was too rough. The air was too rough. And so I said, okay, I'm going to land downwind, and I just flared really hard and landed right in the middle of the creek bed.
Wow.
And it turned out I was not the only one in this area, not the only one in the creek bed. I got some help from forest workers that I landed next to, and they brought me down, and there was on the hill, up the hillside, really steep hillside in the bushes, was Natalia, who had missed a field. She couldn't get in the little tiny field at the end, and went up the hillside and landed on the hillside, and she broke down her glider on this hillside that we could barely walk up.
Oh my God.
And then we looked around, and there was another guy in the creek bed right below her.
Right.
So that was a little. The next day was much better. I'm like, next day I'm only looking for nice flat fields. I'm not over a nice flat field. I'm not going to go there.
Now you're sort of famous for doing the Oz report. Explain a little bit about what that is.
Okay, the Oz report's I've been doing it for 12 years. I started in 1996 when I went to Australia, and the idea was to show my hang gliding friends in the Pacific Northwest, Washington State, that there was something bigger than just a little niche of hang gliding in that area. And I'd read an article in Hang Gliding magazine about some American pilots who'd gone there to fly in the competition. And so I started a little email newsletter, and then it just grew from that, about talking about flying in other areas. And it was just first about Australia, which is why it's the Oz report, but after that it grew to wherever I was going, and then more people contributed, and it grew from there.
And you fly pretty much all year?
Yeah, I didn't when I first started. Yeah, I fly all year. Well, I don't fly all year. I fly in the summers of the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. So there's fall and spring, and I sometimes don't fly so much during that time.
And on this competition, who do you think is going to win?
Who do I think is going to win? Got Scott Barrett's in first. He's been in first 5 days in a row. And he was very strategic. You know, he thought about it. He's very thoughtful. He takes lots of notes. He's never flown here before.
Yeah.
And he took lots of notes and asked everyone about it. So if it takes careful thinking, Scott has a chance. Now Attila did really good on day 3. He was the fastest time, even though he started later than most of the field, so he didn't get some of the leading points, so he didn't come in first. Andreas Olsen was first on the second day, so he has a good chance. I don't know, there's still maybe 5 or 10 guys who could definitely win it. You know, they're fast guys.
And how do you rate your own chances? Where are you going to put yourself?
No. Well, I have a chance to be. I could be first or second on the American team. Right now, I'm quite a bit behind Jeff O'Brien, but you know, I could do well.